If you're a creative technical person and work somewhere in the mix between building great software and managing client needs, then you know what it feels like to get so bogged down with client demands that you end up wishing for better boundaries, better client management. All the while, your personal needs crater. You wish you had more of a life, and your pure creative self feels diminished. Your purpose in life is getting lived through this little window called work, and you just wish you could get along with your coworkers. And there's only a fleeting sense of accomplishment when software releases go out or your campaigns launch for your clients. You have a particular set of strengths that makes your success possible, but ultimately those strengths are getting overused and abused. You want to blame others for misunderstanding you. Maybe you feel unheard. Maybe you want to make your case for doing work in a better way. But ultimately, you're beating yourself up for things not going perfectly. You want others to treat you differently before you'll stop hating on yourself. Maybe you're waiting to get that raise or promotion that you deserve before you'll end this self-brutality. There's just no way you're going to prioritize self-care now, is there? Or maybe this strikes a chord with you and you feel a shred of self-empathy that's worth exploring. If you're curious, let me tell you about myself. I worked for years in advertising technology, ping-ponging between total confidence in my innovative capabilities and total loss of confidence in my working relationships. I led product development on important recommendation technology for brands like AT&T and Toyota. I led product for ad trafficking software, competing with Google, all while studying brain-based coaching and leading a peer coaching network, practicing mental fitness daily. If you want to navigate stress and stay engaged and show up with a positive frame of mind, despite the challenges, you persevere by having integrity with your self-care and scheduling time to go more deeply into your practice for self-knowledge. My superpower is taking my clients into an expanded space for self-empathy. We have to acknowledge how we've been mistreating ourselves. I'll take you through the process of rewiring your brain to operate from a framework of positivity. You all don't need to beat yourself up anymore. What if you got clarity for yourself about when your strengths are serving you and when they're being overused and abused? In my training plan, you'll learn the dance steps to pivot from beating yourself up to self-empathy in a moment's notice. I get it. That might sound unlikely. You might think, well, I've tried making changes before and it doesn't work. Sure, life is filled with peaks and valleys, but we can't go into a valley and act like we've never arrived at a peak before. We learn from the most challenging situations. Don't stress. You have the capability to pull in your work with ease and flow and build healthy relationships with your colleagues and clients. If you sense there's a challenge at hand, then this is the time to look deeper. This is the time to mine for the gifts. Be thorough with your self-development. Be committed to your self-knowledge. It never feels like the right time to take a cold plunge, but your body responds positively when you do. That's what we're creating for ourselves, acknowledging that we can do this and committing to taking care of ourselves. Maybe you don't want to look more deeply right now. That's cool. There's a cost. Maybe you want to coast and pay the cost. Just don't forget the biggest opportunities come in the darkest hour. You can either carry on wishing for change without making any changes, or you can stand up and activate new neural pathways in this rubbery thing called your brain. Being compassionate with yourself makes it possible to be curious, clarify the values you want to operate from, be grounded in your purpose, feel excited about innovating new approaches to work, new approaches to relating to the people around you. It's all within you, and activating your well-being is the first step.